Yeah, I was gonna see how this would work for the video because my manager decided to do an updo on me today. And it's just not the vibe. It's not the vibe. It's cute though. I mean, you can see. Very cute. Super cute. Maybe you can see it better this side. Yes. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take it down because it just doesn't go right now. I'll be right back. That's better. All right. Hi friends, it be me, Christina Senpai. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, my ring light is back. Apparently it was never gone to begin with, so it just made me experiment with different kinds of lighting, I guess, just in case it happens. But apparently I never had the bulb plugged into the actual part where it needs to be connected to. I mean, it was plugged in, but it was a little bit off, you know? So I had to reconnect it, and apparently that's all I had to do. I didn't have to buy a whole new bulb, but at least I have one as backup just in case. Long story short, I got my ring light back, so yay! Moving on. This video is basically my review of Naruto episodes 41 through 110. If you haven't seen my previous Naruto video, I'll go ahead and link that down below. You can go ahead and watch it. I'll wait right here. Have you seen it yet? Okay, great. Holy shit, I'm actually halfway through the series. I've got exactly 110 more episodes to go before I'm done with Naruto, the first part at least. I was starting to think anything was possible until I reminded myself how many episodes of Shippuden I have to watch after this. This video could potentially be a long one, so I would grab a snack and we'll go ahead and get started. Let's begin with the Chunin exam, and oh my god, did you see what they did to my boy Rock Lee? I knew it. I knew something bad was going to happen to him. He didn't die, but to Lee it's a fate worse than death, and my heart absolutely broke to see him so down and defeated. As I started to get further into the series, I assumed that Tsunade would just heal him with her whopping 58% that she worked all night to achieve after she sat there and tried to convince Lee not to go through with the surgery because there's still a 42% chance he could die. But I guess we'll see what happens, is what I would have said. It's going to be a long, grueling process where Lee goes into surgery. Tsunade is like, oh no. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna be able to heal him? A very Grey's Anatomy moment, if you will. I've never seen Grey's Anatomy, by the way. I don't know if that's how that show works. What the fuck was all that buildup for, huh? All it took was a simple, the surgery was a success, and that's it? Okay. I guess rescuing Sasuke takes priority over this little minuscule part of the series that I thought was going to be a major event. But I can't complain, I guess. Looks like our boy Lee is gonna be just fine. Moving on to the one who put him into that position in the first place, Gaara. You know, there's something to be said about anime giving such villainous people redemption. I love that you get to see that people could have gone through the same thing like Naruto and Gaara essentially did, but overcome it in different ways. They show the process of how they became who they are and the lesson of how they dealt with it that shaped them into that person. So even though what Gaara has done cannot be excused with a simple, he had a shitty childhood, it's interesting to see his mirror image in Naruto and how love and acceptance could have shaped Gaara into a better person. I feel like a lot of villains in Western shows or movies lack this why factor, or any explanation other than he's just an evil son of a bitch after power. Which, I mean, there are people like that in the world, and it's not to say that there aren't any villains in anime that are that way either, but there's also characters like Gaara, Zabuza, and I'm sure even Itachi later. They finally explain why the fuck he did something so shitty. It just goes to show the emotional depth of a person. It's not always good and evil or black and white. Also, he's possessed by a sand spirit, and that boy hasn't had a decent night's sleep in years, so honestly, if I were him, I'd probably be the same way. Neji is also an example of this, except he's not a brutal killer, he's more like someone who has something to prove. He had a very interesting backstory, and I was quickly disillusioned by Hinata's family after it. You know, the ones with the adorable purple eyes. It seems you ain't shit unless you're powerful in her family, and poor Hinata's the default runt of the litter, even though she's a little badass herself. But I can see how that's gonna push her to become stronger though. Well, that and Naruto, who is giving her that my ninja way motivation. I can see their love sprouting, and the support they have for one another is very cute, so I take back what I said about Hinata deserving better. But I'm sure it's still gonna take a little bit longer for Naruto to get over his crush on Sakura. Speaking of Sakura and people who deserve better, we'll get to that later. But for now, I do want to touch briefly on the relationship between Sakura and Ino. Which I know they're just essentially fighting over a boy, But it was also nice to see how much Sakura actually admires Ino and wants to surpass her as a shinobi, like a true rival. I also feel like Sakura has become a much more likable character than in the beginning. She's a lot more understanding, compassionate, and considerate. I'm guessing that has something to do with the fact that she actually realizes what being a ninja really means now. So it's really cool to see her little character growth, her little development. She's developing into a smarter lady in some aspects, okay? But we'll get to that. Someone who still has a lot to learn, however, is Naruto, but I definitely love him now. Believe it. I truly am a sucker for main characters who never give up and don't care what people think about them. Probably because those are character traits I wish I had. He really is just as inspirational as they say, but he's also still a baka. Believe it! Moving on to the 3 seinen we meet in these episodes, starting with my own personal favorite, Jiraiya-sama. From the fan art I'd seen, I definitely thought his hair was a feather hat. Sorry to everyone who I just offended with that sentence. Christian had called him his papi, and at first I was like, how can this perv be a papi? Do you not know the rules of a papi? He is not following any of them. But then I realized it's because he's literally Naruto's 3rd dad, after his real dad, Iruka-sensei, who is a real one. God bless him, that little que lindo. I love Jiraiya now though. My favorite thing about his character is that he isn't one to dilly-dally. Besides the obvious dilly-dallying he does as a pervy sage for his research. But what I mean to say is that if Naruto has a question, he gives him the answer or shows him how to do it right away, instead of just being like, you're too young for that, or we'll get to that eventually, or you're not skilled enough to learn that. He has a lot of faith in Naruto and sees his potential and determination to better himself. And I'm sure it's because he sees him as his younger self. But overall, I've come to love Jiraiya almost as much as I love Kakashi, and look forward to watching him teach Naruto some more really cool shit. Next up, we have Orochimaru, and all I have to say is, how the fuck did they make his nasty ass so attractive? I'm ashamed to admit it, but Orochimaru can anime get it. Thank you, Melissa, for that expression. I mean, he's definitely the actual worst for murdering the 3rd Hokage, his own sensei, for crying out loud. But I don't know, there's just something about him. Every time he gets on the screen, he just steals the show. I'm also really impressed by his Japanese voice actor. His voice is so unique and captivating. I tried looking up who does his voice and this woman pops up, so I don't know if she actually does it, but if she does, then damn. She is super talented because he legitimately straight up sounds like a creepy old man. But like a sexy creepy old man, I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with me, but I looked it up online and I'm not the only one, okay? But just damn, seriously? I didn't mean to be an Orochimaru stan, okay? I still hate him. It's like a love-hate relationship. But you know how I mentioned earlier that most anime villains get a redemption story? Yeah, I don't see that happening with Orochimaru. He actually really reminds me of Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. So, we'll see. I've been wrong before. We'll see. Moving on to Tsunade-sama, our 5th Hokage. I love her so much. I'm so happy that she is going to be the Hokage. I actually did not expect that. She's badass, strong, smart, compassionate. She's got a bit of a gambling problem, but that's okay with me. She's doing amazing. Be in the video too, Stewie. Oh. I'm cat sitting and this is what I want my life to be like forever. Do you want to say hi to the people? Oh, okay, lindo. Yeah, go ahead. He's like, I'm out of here. No, thank you. Anyway, I think she's gonna make a great Hokage. I think that's a great nod to her boyfriend and her brother. I'm pretty sure she's gonna start teaching Sakura some things later on, so I'm very excited to see how they'll get along. Also, I ship her with Jiraiya, and my heart is really sad that they're not a thing. Some honorable mentions before we move on to the next topic. I love Shikamaru. What a good lazy boy. I was actually really surprised he was the only one to become a Chunin after how hard everyone fought in the last round, and considering they went out and did missions and all that shit. But I understand. He makes a good leader. Also, the 3rd Hokage, may you rest in peace. Even though I had no idea what you were saying half the time, you were still a real one. Honorable to the end. Okay, you know that thing I said we'd get to later? This is it. I get it. Sasuke has been through a shit ton of horrible things, and his stupid ass brother just keeps adding salt to the wound. But I still can't stand him. Truly, I cannot. I know I'm upsetting the Sasuke groupies out there, but this is just one sad boy I cannot get behind. He has good people in his life that genuinely care about him, and I can understand wanting revenge, but damn, you can't even spare a single second to be nice to the ones who care about you? I mean, I know he's only like 14 at this point, but still, okay? Sakura peeled a whole ass apple for him, cut it up, okay? Put it on a plate, handed it to him, and not only did he smack that shit out of her hands, but then he proceeded to step on the apples. She spent like probably 20 minutes doing that shit. No, thank you. No, I'm sorry, Sakura. I'm like, bitch, find a new man because he's trash. I only say this because I know this isn't the first time he's going to hurt her or leave her. But then again, she keeps falling for it, so maybe they do deserve each other. I don't know, I keep going back and forth on that shit. So anyway, it looks like Sasuke has officially gone over to the dark side. Did Kakashi's speech mean nothing to you? But we'll see what kind of shenanigans he gets himself into. Finally, and you know I saved the best for last, Kakashi Hatake. I love him so much. He's such a good person. I need more of his backstory in my life because I know he's gone through some painful shit. He truly knows what it means to cherish what you have and not take it for granted. And he continues to be my absolute favorite. There are just so many elements to him. I cannot wait to get the full scoop. Unfortunately, that probably won't come until much later, but I'm putting in the hours, okay? I'm putting in the work. That was a lot to cover. I'm really hoping I didn't miss anything important. I don't think I did, but that was 70 episodes of information. I'm thinking I'm gonna split the next part of this series into 2 more videos instead of 1 because it was hard for me to remember all of this. Not really too many predictions this time around because honestly, I couldn't tell you what's gonna happen now. I thought the Chunin exam was gonna go in one way, it went another. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can look forward to more of this kind of content. So hopefully we'll see each other again at a time. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. First of all, look. He's like, what in the actual fuck are you doing?